Welcome back, everybody. The Grand Tactician, the Civil War, Grump Grandpa Gaming's episode 38 of our Federal Summer 61 campaign using the a.o.m mod. So, last episode we had pretty hairy engagements, and last episode's battles were pretty intense, at least for me. With the grunts barely hanging on themselves, losing the corps commander in the process, and a few other officers, and the Army of the East somehow managing to hang on in their flank of the fight. It was a pretty messed up affair, I'll be honest. Like, I didn't think we could hold, but we did manage to hold. Now the Army of the East is on its way into Alexandria. They are just arriving there now. The grunts are on their way back down into Richmond. We have not been able to clear out this knot of rebel corps in the area, but I think we're going to be stuck with them there for the winter. So now October 18th, before these two corps are combat capable again, it's going to be well into the winter. So we'll probably be fighting defensive actions for the next few months foreseeably here in Virginia, because, you know, the AI does not sit quiet in the winter months like I do. Army of Mississippi is still at Lexington, facing off against two corps across the river from it. And we're not in the green yet. We do basically control the state, but they are in rebel-controlled territory, so... And the Army of Mississippi has moved into winter quarters, so I'm not going to be moving them. So unless these rebel corps make a move against Louisville or try to get past me up to Covington, we're going to be sitting tight in Lexington for the time being. The Army of the Ohio is still... I just ordered them at the end of the last episode to begin their move against Chattanooga because they hadn't gone to winter quarters yet. They're not fully green yet, but I decided to get them on the move anyway. So they are now on their way down to Chattanooga. Army of Tennessee is now back at Carrollton where they fought another engagement here. The rebels did burn down the depot here, and I have no intentions of moving the Army of Tennessee again for the winter. They're down in the orange readiness. It'll be a while before they're ready to go again. And the rebels did burn down the depot, so we are rebuilding the depot here. So they're going to be staying in place for the rest of the winter. The Independent Cavalry Corps is now south of Holly Springs. Beast Corps still not started their pursuit yet, which I'm kind of surprised about, but they may not pursue us at all. So Independent Cavalry Corps is on its way to Grenada. Hopefully we can get Grenada flipped and on the move again before any type of pursuit occurs. I would like to get us down to Jackson and then Vicksburg if possible. So it looks like Vicksburg is on the menu. If I can make it all the way to New Orleans in the Independent Cavalry Corps, that'd be an amazing thing to do. And I think that actually about covers everything. It's probably one of our shorter recaps for the entire series, since the my main assault squadron's been wiped out, so we just have the blockading squadron in position now. So I don't foresee any actions for the rest of October, but I could be wrong. AI always proves me wrong somehow, but we'll see. All right, it's now October 20th, and we do have our next engagement here at Richmond, and it's Withers Corps. Army, I have no idea where Withers Corps was hanging. I think they were down south here somewhere. I'm not sure if they were trying to retake Richmond or come join the rest of the army over here, but they are now at us at Richmond. So it's my grunts under command of Emusis Grunt, with 11,634 infantry, 870 cavalry, and 45 guns, going up against Withers. 7,089 infantry, 2,547 cavalry, no artillery. Most of their artillery is up in these corps here. So, let's prove to them that Richmond is ours. Welcome, my grunts, to 2nd Richmond. So we are on the Cold Harbor, Gaines Mill battlefield maps, along with Shady Grove, actually. So basically, this is all the Richmond environs here, part of the Peninsula campaign map. And we are on the defensive. The rebels are coming in from the south here at Newbridge along Chickahominy River. And we are defending back at Shady Grove Church. See, I got my troops out in position already. So we got two of our infantry divisions. The Whiskey Vikings under Trump along this approach path here. We have the Irish division under Corcoran on this approach path here. I have the Reaper division actually sitting reserve right now back at Shady Grove Church. And the cavalry facing off in this direction. I don't feel that the rebels are going to approach from this direction, so I do have the cavalry facing that way, but the Reapers are positioned to where they can flex in either direction as necessary. And I've actually also placed my main batteries forward, as my intelligence tells me that the rebels have no artillery. So I decided to place the guns forward where they'd be a little more useful against the infantry. So I'm going to have breastworks dug up for all the infantry out this way. We're not going to be using any of the trees around here, any of the wood lots around here, as they are actually all kind of subsurface. There's a lot of hilly terrain here, but all the trees are basically down in valleys. So we're going to be up in the open, so I'm going to be building out breastworks for the infantry. And that's about it. So we're just going to be waiting for them to show up. It's already 1800, so it's definitely going to be a day 2 fight. We will not see them before nightfall. All that set up for nothing. Withers has withdrawn, so he decided not to engage us on the second day. But I do think he did have a good chance of beating us. A lot of units had pretty low morale, but it is what it is. That's just annoying. That's just annoying. Oh, well, I'm going to wait for the load. Generally don't wait for the loadout screen here, but I'm going to see where he's off to. Is he going to retreat north of us or head back down south? Not exactly a victory if there was no battle. All right, Withers, where are you going? I'm back down south. I'm surprised he didn't stop at Petersburg along the way, unless he came up the river. No, he had to come up the river, because I did not even see him approaching. He was... Yeah, he probably had to come up the river. Nothing else as much has happened on the map. It's only been 2 days. We're still trying to get the Army High down to Chattanooga. Independent Cavalry Corps is at Grenada and flipping that right now. And those are the only other 2 things that have happened on the map so far. So, back with the next incident. All right, it's now October 22nd. We do have our next engagement here, and it's the Department of Richmond, which was down here with this cluster corps down here, moving against Washington, D.C., or Alexandria at least. And it looks like somehow Withers' corps got around the grunts. That doesn't make any sense. How the hell did that happen? That quickly. Huh. Well, right now, they're not part of the engagements. It looks like we might have 2 engagements in a row here. But we have Department of Richmond now under command of Joseph Anderson with 9,541 infantry, 870 cavalry, and 3 guns. 370 cavalry, my bad. And 3 guns, going up against my almost 12,000 infantry, 1,800 cavalry, and 37 guns. I'm not sure if they're going to fight either, but let's jump into this. Welcome, my grunts, to another fight at Alexandria. We are once again on the Bull Run map, and we are defending at Centerville. The rebels are coming in straight down the Warrenton Pike, much like the last fight we had here with this corps. I'm not going to defend as far forward as I did last time, which was up on this ridge line here, as it really didn't work out to be that great of a defensive position, so we are basically turtling up around Centerville itself. Morale's pretty shot with some of these brigades. I'm also down one brigade. I did send one home for refit, which I'm going to have to start doing with all the Corps. A lot of the Corps have really understrength brigades that need to be sent home as soon as possible, so I'll be doing that after this fight. But I did pull the two lowest morale units out of the line. That's the Whiskey Rebels and the Scots Guards are the lowest morale units. So they've been pulled out of line, replaced with the 1st Polish Legion and the Vicky Rifles, which I just realized I did not give better weapons to. They're using mixed smoothbore muskets. That is not good. Let's put you all the way on the flank. Yeah, let's put you all the way over here. So we set it up where the guns should be able to fire over my infantry's heads. It looks like it can without them having to lay down. And the rebels have most of the day to get here. It's 7 a.m. Probably shouldn't take them too long to get here because they're coming straight down the road. And hopefully they come on piecemeal. Because even though we do have them outnumbered, my morale is a big issue. All right, it's now 0830, and we do have the Virginia LD Brigade spy. I think that's our 1 Cavalry Brigade coming down the road. Looks like the infantry's not too far behind, judging by dust trails. I do have Ross's Raiders up forward right now. I was hoping to possibly force the rebels to deploy their forces early. You know what? You're going to get dismounted, and we're going to make a little bit of a fight out here on this hill. I want to try and force the rebels into deployment instead of maneuvering, trying to find my flanks. How are we looking on our breastworks? Yeah, pretty good, well along. Use that VMI 400 cadets. Trying to give them a spanking and send them home. I think this corps is actually made up of most of their reserve forces, what are labeled as reserve forces. South Carolina cadets. Hold on. Yeah, you got the VMI, Richmond Engineers, Virginia Reserve Division with the South Carolina Cadets, D's Brigade, P's Brigade. These are 2 standard brigades. Halifax Light Artillery. That's Richmond Reserve Artillery. What about the Reserve Division? Virginia Local Defense, 1st and 2nd Virginia Militia, Virginia Reserve Brigade, and the CSMC. Basically all the reserve forces. There's no stats for reserve forces in this game. They're just kind of late. They're the early start game units that are reserve marked. The hell are you guys doing? Get on the damn wall. Did my artillery range that hill? I never checked. Not really. To have artillery cover, I have to come back here. Keep riding at me, bros. Keep riding at me. Come on. Big separation in units. We might be able to see off this cavalry unit and then the VMI cadets pull back to our lines and with the rest of the force. There's no way we just lost sight of them right there. might as well try to move around us. It looked like there were orders coming down the road to this cavalry, but didn't arrive in time. What's this? 1st Virginia Militia. As soon as we get rid of this cavalry, we'll pull our cavalry back. There's no way you guys are still standing under this fire. There they go. My Virginia engineers are heading off towards the flank. That's fine. I do have the other cavalry brigade over here to Brandenburg's. Maybe not. They're looking to move around the 1 brigade of cavalry I have here. That's kind of interesting. Not too bad of an exchange. 15 losses for almost basically wiping out a cavalry brigade. I'll take that. All right, looks like it's going to be quiet here for a bit, so I'll be back. All right, it's now 9:30, and the main infantry force is now approaching down the road at us. And coming straight in at the Hoosier Hellions and the Polish Legion. Who's in the lead? Virginia Militia's in the lead, followed up by the 2nd Virginia Militia, and then VMI. Yeah, Virginia Reserve, CSMC, and D's Brigade, and another Brigade 2 back here.
Keep up the fire.
All right, boys, get ready to stand up. All right, give it to him. Not the opening volley I was hoping for, but did okay, it looks like. Boys probably should have waited for Withers, so they would have had the 2-to-1 odds on us, but they did not wait for Withers to show up. That's it, boys. Keep spreading out further. today's battle brew is Teeling's Irish Whiskey. And there goes the Virginia Militia. The first Virginia Militia. All right, Norwegians, get ready. They gave the engineers whipworks, it looks like. They got some decent range too. All right, up and at it, boys. These guys have whipworks. We have to chase them off quickly. Irish Legion, wearing rifles. Militia now facing off against Virginia Reserve. Good job, Irish. Get at it. Brandenburg, skim out. After these boys. Want to do as much damage to this core as possible. Get behind him. Let's go. We got him trapped. And they are starting to withdraw. Forward, boys. Let's bleed them dry. Massacre. I love it. Get those boys. yourself some hand-to-hand in the first fight. Come on, stay on him. Don't let him get away. Give me these cadets. They're not going back to school after this one. Make it like the movie Horse Soldier. Catch him and spank him, then send him home. It's a good movie. I should rewatch it. I haven't seen it in a while. Gift the Beast Brigade. That's all she wrote. Yeah, we just trounced Anderson. Oof. All right, we lost 528 of our 11,450 infantry, 15 of our 1,800 cavalry, 0 of our guns, so we lost 543 of our 13,815 men. Took down 2,600 of the 9,000 infantry, 150 or 350 cavalry. I know we got more than that. All 5 of their guns, so almost 2,800 of their 9,500 men. All right, combat reports. I don't think we lost any officers. Nope. After last episode where we just lost officers left and right. That feels good, not losing any in this one. Engineers did not fight. 3rd Cavalry Division. Ross's Raiders captured 15 infantry, did 154 to cavalry, total 169. Brandenburg Dragoons captured 85 infantry. Losses. Ross's Raiders, 3 dead, 11 wounded, 1 missing, total 15. Aggregate strength of 901.2%. Brandenburg's, no losses. Aggregate strength of 906. Celtic Division. Scots Guards did not fight. Irish Legion did 194 to infantry. Losses. No losses in the Scots. Irish Legion, 4 dead, 34 wounded, 11 missing for total 49. Aggregate strength of 1,113, 4% casualties. And if you're wondering where the Irish Brigade is, I actually did send them home because they were the lowest strength unit in the army. I'm going to start sending home 1 brigade at a time from every corps because a lot of these brigades are like really under strength right now. 8th Infantry Division. 1st Polish Legion did 613 infantry, 11 artillery for total 631. Victorian Rifles did 72 to infantry, captured 32 for total 104. Not bad for their first fight. Losses. Polish Legion, 45 dead, 148 wounded, 39 missing, total 232. Aggregate strength of 1,680, 12% casualties. Victorian Rifles took no casualties. 7th Infantry, Whiskey Rebels did not fight. Norwegian Vikings did 270 to infantry. Hoosier Hellions did 931 to infantry, 5 to artillery, for total 936. Losses, none in the Whiskey Rebels. Norwegian Vikings, 13 dead, 40 wounded, 2 missing, total 55. Aggregate strength 1,346, 4% casualties. Hoosier Hellions, 36 dead, 120 wounded, 36 missing, total 192. Aggregate strength of 1,711, 10% casualties. Artillery, no losses in them. 1st New York did 4 to artillery. And 44th Artillery Light did 4 to artillery. Oh, missed the infantry numbers. 1st New York did 69 to infantry, 4 to artillery, total 75. Iowa Blacksmiths did 10 to infantry. That's it. And 44th Artillery Light did 90 to infantry, 4 to artillery, total 96. All right, let's see if we got any of their officers. Wounded Colonel Ship. I think it's the second time we've wounded him. Wounded Brigadier General Fitzhugh Lee. Wounded Brigadier General Haygood. Wounded Brigadier General Stevens. Yeah, we got one division commander and 2 brigade commanders. Not bad. We'll get closed out here, and I'll see you at the newspaper screen. Glorious victory at Alexandria. And they blame the loss on poor old Colonel Ship, the commander of the VMI cadets. Are you kidding me? How the hell did this get blamed on him? Wow. Battle of Alexandria is ending with my Department of Richmond retreating in panic. The enemy's reported suffered total casualties of 2,736 men there, 412 killed and 584 captured. Our casualties total 543 men, with 101 killed and 89 missing and the rest wounded. We've captured 1,059 rifles and 1 gun from the field and sent 546 soldiers off to our vacation camps. I know we just emptied that out recently, but let's see how many more are in there now. It's back up to 5,000 prisoners already. We just emptied that out, too. Ooh. Now, the problem is we do have withers coming up right behind them. So, unless they fall back also, we're going to have an issue, because we can't go out and engage them with our readiness, because we can't go into an attack stance. So hopefully they come into our combat radius. Oh, hell no. You got to be kidding me. Oh, you got to be kidding me. That's BS. Nope. Are they not going for Washington? Oh, they're withdrawing. All right, just halt. Never mind, they're withdrawing. Looks like they might be joining everybody else down here. The way that the Withers Corps has been moving around the map is just kind of weird. They head up towards the engineers, we might have an issue. They only got like 4,000 men, and one of those is a new garrison brigade for that fort. Now Department of Western Florida is on the move. Rebels are not sitting quiet. Just want to give you halt orders. Stay in place. Speaking of which, I can reinforce the engineers. There's another... How long to blue runs back? So it's the blue runs that are gone, not the Irish Brigade. They're in the other army. They're still 45 days out. Bucktails are 13 days. New garrison's still 22 days away from completion. They are heading up towards... What the hell is going on with this corps? Well, we can't give up Winchester without a fight. We're going to be fighting them very under strength. With some very, very untried units. Oh, good God. My nightmare scenario is now taking place. Are we looking at Chattanooga? Almost in our control. What about Grenada? Halfway. It takes longer for the Cavalry Corps to flip anything because they are just such a small unit. Like, who's this now? Department of Western Florida. Coming up to Alexandria. Hopefully we can make another fight of it. Our morale is still good. We're confident morale, even though we're low readiness. We might be able to make another fight of this. I hope we can. Oh. Oh, yeah. Western Florida's got less than 6,000 infantry, less than 600 cavalry, and only 5 guns. What are you thinking, Ruggles? It's after midnight, so I don't know if this is actually going to be a fight or not. Let's see. Welcome, my grunts, to another skirmish at Alexandria. And amazingly enough, it is actually after midnight, so this is going to be an overnight battle, depending on how long it takes the rebels to get here. It's a small force, so they should move up the road pretty quickly. I'm not doing anything crazy on my defense this time. We're still defending Centerville. The rebels are coming in from the exact same location they did in the last fight, which is right along the Warrington Pike. So unless they withdraw, like right as soon as the battle starts, this should be a pretty quick skirmish. One difference I did make, I do have the 7th in the center here with the Victorian rifles, and I forgot to switch their weapons. I got to do that like right after this battle. I got the 7th to the right and the Celtic division off to the left. And I do have the cavalry all the way out here. Basically, as soon as we see their forces, I'm going to give them orders to move and get behind them. We're going to try and entrap this corps completely, like we did last time. So, nothing to do but wait for them to show up or maybe withdraw. All right, it's now 2 a.m., and we do have the Rebel Cavalry side of this, the 1st Florida. The rest of their forces are pretty well spread out down the road, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get behind them before we actually break this force, but we'll see. I don't know how well my artillery is going to do at 2 a.m. The game's a little bright because that's just the way it was designed. You don't really have too many night fights in this game at all unless the commanders have a high enough level on both sides. Keep coming, boys. Keep on coming.
Observe that flank, soldier.
Florida does not have a very large population at this point in history, and we're about to depopulate it a little more.
I think I saw something, Sarge.
Okay, they might be getting a little smart here. I don't know if they see these infantry laying down the ground here.
Observe that flank, soldier. Lie down!
I don't think my artillery is having any effect right now.
I think...
What do we got here? Florida Militia.
Stay down, boys. Lie down!
All right, get ready for them, boys.
Lie down. Observe that flank, soldier.
Actually, stay laying down. We'll have the Hoosiers stand up behind you, boys.
Good call, boys. Soon enough, we'll see the elephant.
Almost in canister range, too.
Don't. Keep up the fire. Observe that.
Oh, that's brutal. The hell you guys doing? I think that puts just about paid to their cavalry. I think we can get ours on the move. Friggin' Buford. Take them a while to get over there, so I'm not worried about them running into the rebels over there. There's cavalry.
Faster, private, move! Run the gun up. Lie down.
Oh, you boys. Oh, they're probably armed with woodworks. I gotta wait for the rest of your forces to show up. You gotta lay down and take that for a little bit.
I think I saw something. Go over to the right.
Cavalry's on the move.
Right. One more to the left. Stay down, boys.
Forgot to check the cavalry before deployment. Just gotta take that a little bit longer, boys. Gotta wait for these boys to get in position to bring the 7th in along the stream bed. Poles, you can stand up. I think it's good enough. Start moving in, boys. They're already starting to pull back. Okay. I know you had advance orders. Advance, damn it. Six losses? Come on. That's it. Stay right there, boys. Hang in there, Vickies. You're doing well. There they go. That was a nice, quick, easy one. I think we took more casualties in the last fight, though. About equal. Don't let them go, boys. Finish that brigade off. Get rid of those engineers. I want to rack up as many casualties as possible. Considering the rebels do outnumber us, causing casualties is a good thing. What the hell's going on over here? These engineers glitch? Yeah, they did. Yep, that's it. We didn't do as much to them this time around, but they did come in with a smaller force. So it was 515 of our 10,952 infantry, 0 of our cavalry, 0 of our guns, total loss of 522 of our 13,305 men. So we did take some casualties in the artillery, just counts the guns, not the artillerymen. Took down 1,900 or 5,500 infantry, 300 or 550 cavalry, got all 5 of their guns, total loss of 2,200 of their 6,000 men. All right, combat reports. Engineers did not fight. 3rd Cav, Brandenburgs did 12 infantry, captured 119, 1 artillery for a total of 132. Ross's Raiders did 6 infantry, captured 153, total of 159. And they took 0 losses altogether. Celtic Division did not fight. 8th Infantry, 1st Polish Legion, 23, my bad. Combat did 645 to infantry, 2 to artillery for a total of 648. Victorian Rifles did 311 to infantry. Losses, 1st Poles, 23 dead, 148 wounded, 29 missing, total 200. Aggregate strength of 1,483, 12% casualties. Victorian Rifles, 19 dead, 106 wounded, 19 missing, total 144. Aggregate strength 1,851, 7% casualties. 344 casualties for the division, 9% losses. The Bucktails will be going to that division as it's only a 2-brigade division. 7th Infantry. Whiskey Rebels did 229 infantry, 73 to cavalry, 15 artillery for a total of 317. Norwegian Vikings did 39 to infantry, 29 to cavalry for a total of 68. Hoosier Hellions did 128 infantry, 97 to cavalry for a total of 225. Losses, Whiskey Rebels, 25 dead, 75 wounded, 15 missing, total 115. Aggregate strength of 851, 12% casualties. Norwegian Vikings, 1 dead, 15 wounded, 3 missing, total 19. Aggregate strength of 1,335, 1% casualties. Hoosier Hellions, 5 dead, 29 wounded, 3 missing, total 37. Aggregate strength 1,677, 2% casualties. 171 for the division, 4% losses. 4th Artillery Division, 1st New York, did 47 infantry, 15 to cavalry, 2 to artillery for a total of 64. Iowa Blacksmiths did 107 infantry, 52 to cavalry, 5 to artillery for a total of 164. And the 44th Arty Light did 126 to infantry, 13 to cavalry, 4 to artillery for a total of 143. Losses. Just in the Iowa Blacksmiths, 2 dead, 4 wounded, 1 missing, total of 7. Aggregate strength of 185, 4% casualties. All right, we didn't lose any officers. Let's see if we got any of theirs. We should have. Surprised we didn't get Ruggles. Wounded Colonel Robertson of the Florida Militia. Wounded L.E. Polk of Polk's Battery, and we killed Captain DeSure of the 1st South Carolina Militia Artillery. Not too bad. We should have gotten Ruggles at least. He was out in the middle of that crossfire. We should have gotten Ruggles. But it is what it is. All right, get closed out here, and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Glorious victory at the 2nd Skirmish of Alexandria. We're not going to call these battles more like they're, even though the forces are fairly even on sides, they're very small engagements for the time period. And it's October of 1862, maybe still fairly large, though not big on the grand scheme of things. The enemy's reported suffered total casualties of 2,212 men there, 395 killed and 571 captured. Our casualties total 522 men with 75 killed, 70 missing, and the rest wounded. Captured 1,175 rifles and 1 gun from the field and sent 576 soldiers off to our vacation camps. And General Ruggles actually lost face for that fight. They actually blamed it on the Corps commander. Very good. I like when the person who's supposed to take blame takes the blame. Now, before anything else happens over here, I gotta take care of the Vicky Rifles and give them better weapons. They are going to be getting the Springfields for now. Is that the uniform I gave the Victorian Rifles? Okay, we're going to fix that real fast. I think they're supposed to, we'll give them the running gray for now. I forgot whose unit this is. Let me know in the comments about the uniform. I kind of messed up on that one. Also, we got to take a look at the Engineer Brigade. Because the Garrison has smoothbore muskets. It's going to change those over to Springfield rifle muskets. It looks like they're going to have a combat here coming up. And none of these units have fought. These are just kind of like hold-in-place units. And I may switch these parrots. Yeah, let's switch those over to James rifles. It'll be better against the infantry. Parrots are great for counter battery work. They're not very good against infantry. The James rifles are. Because you have Wither's Corps here. And we can't give up Winchester without a fight. And it's about 2-1 against us. And we have no combat experience in that force. So it's going to be an interesting one if they choose to fight us there. And that fort's still 17 days away from completion. So I know we've had our 2 fights for this episode, but they're both fairly short. So we're going to keep this going for a little while longer, at least until the end of the month where a major combat happens. All right, it's October 24th. It's one day later, and we do have our next engagement, and it is Wither's Corps against my Engineer Corps. So we got 4,650 infantry and 5 guns, which have no combat experience whatsoever, going up against 6,731 infantry, 2,480 cavalry, and 0 guns. We're probably going to lose this fight just out of sheer numbers and the fact that my force has 0 combat experience, but we're going to put up as much of a fight as possible. Welcome, my grunts, to Winchester. As I said, we're very under strength for this type of fight. We do have the 2 infantry brigades and 1 battery, and we're defending Martinsburg Pike. It kind of allows us to turtle up a little bit. I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make. Honestly, what I should do is, just to give myself some extra maneuver units, I'm going to detach some skirmishers and put them on the flank of their parent units. Just for that little bit of extra firepower out on the flanks. So we know the rebels are going to be coming straight down the old Front Royal Road. Valley Turnpike into Winchester, and then to Martinsburg Pike. So it's 11:30. They'll probably be here. That's a small force like ours. Hopefully we don't have to wait too long for them. Hopefully they show up piecemeal and we can fight them piecemeal. That would definitely give us the advantage here. Because that'd be the best possible scenario for us. Is their cavalry showing up way in advance, breaking that unit, and then hopefully everything else showing up piecemeal. We haven't really seen that happening, but we can hope. All right, it's now 1300, and we do have sighting on their cavalry. I don't think they're as far ahead of their infantry as I had hoped, unless that's a lone brigade, like way ahead of everybody. Nope, the rest of their force is pretty close by, too. And that is a large cavalry brigade, 1,500 men.
Aim for the horse. It's a bigger target.
Wait, did they just form into assault column? That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. They're not continuing straight down at us either. Uh-oh, looks like we might be fighting a smart commander. That's going to make things a lot harder. Thankfully, our morale is rising. We did start with 39 morale, we're now up to 42.
Aim for the horse. It's a bigger target.
Our morale is at 47, so it's going to be harder to break. Here's another Mobile Dragoons, 1,200 men. Another very large cavalry brigade. So I'm guessing this was the the Gulf Coast Corps that's now up here. It'd be interesting to see if these cavalry brigades come down in assault columns. But it looks like it's going to be a little while before anything happens, so I'll be back. All right, it's now 1:30 in the afternoon. It looks like the Mobile Dragoons are coming forward, along with Gladden's brigade. Can't catch them in a crossfire. We are losing control of the Martinsburg Pike, but there's nothing I can really do about that. Hopefully these guys extend out into the garrisons. Crosshairs, skirmishers come on up next. Their infantry's an assault column. Oh. The hell? Now, guys, lay down, retain as much cover as possible. There goes their cavalry brigade. Hopefully, I'm not thinking these units, I don't think I've ever seen any of them in combat before. Their morale, where they're fighting in spirit, is not, it's probably around the same as ours. What's going on here? Oh, they're going for the skirmishers. Don't. Damn it. Oh, what the hell are you doing? Stop. God, I hate skirmisher detachments. Recall your skirmishers. Get them in. Get them in. Whatever the frig they're doing. Sometimes the skirmishers move around and it makes zero sense whatsoever. Guns covered. When the hell did I tell you guys to lay down? You need to actually pull this off. That's it. Break them. Break them. Get rid of them in the cavalry. This fight's ours. There, boys. Good job. Get rid of this cavalry. Goodbye. Connecticut, hang in there. There they go. Ooh. Hopefully we don't clip them. The way this brigade's moving, it looks like we might. Shit, halt. You're gonna clip this broken brigade if they don't stop moving. All right, lay down, boys. Shit, no. And Connecticut just broke right at the end, but it doesn't matter. We've won this fight. Let's just speed this along. Okay, that was close. I knew it was going to be close. I thought we were actually going to lose that, but thankfully we pulled it off. Mostly because two non-combat tested corps fought each other. We just happened to get really lucky. So we lost 451 of our 4,600 infantry, 0 cavalry, we had none. We lost one of our 5 guns. So we lost 466 of our 4,716 men. Took down 700 of their 7,000 infantry, 300 or 2,500 cavalry, for a total of 1,000 of their 9,500 men. So about 2 to 1 on the losses there. Oof. All right, there's no viewer units here, but I just want to take a quick look at the combat reports for these units. First Connecticut Engineers did 384 to infantry, 35 to cavalry, for 420. The Garrison Brigade, which doesn't have a name until the fort gets a name that we're building right now, did 284 to infantry, 256 to cavalry, for a total of 540. And the first battery, they're just generic battery, 14 infantry, 19 to cavalry, for a total of 35. Thought they would have done better than that, but I don't really think they ever came into canister range. Forget any of their commanders. Doubtful. Nope, none of their commanders. All right, close that here, and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Victory at Winchester, Wither's corps fleeing in panic. Colonel Benham becomes a national hero, and General Moore, one of the brigade commanders for the rebels, did lose face for that fight. All right, the skirmish at Winchester has ended. The enemy reported suffered casualties of 1,004 men. There are 164 killed and 187 captured. Our casualties total 466 men, 45 killed, 62 missing, and the rest wounded. Captured 489 rifles and sent 185 men off to our vacation camps. All right, it is October 24th. We do have a full week before the month ends, though I want to see if we can get to the end of the month. So we're going to keep this episode rolling a bit longer. Also, it's going to be the last episode for a number of weeks as I will be away on the road. So I want to get as much done in this episode as possible. Other areas are still looking quiet. How's Chattanooga look? All right, we have just about flipped Chattanooga. It's not fully under our control yet. You can see this red bar under the number 3 there for the city level. That still means it's rebel control, but we'll have it before the day's finished. So we'll be able to get... I had thought about leaving the Army of Ohio here for the winter, but Atlanta's calling, boys. There were 2 options for them to head back up towards Nashville, get an encirclement of the rebel corps up here, or head down to Atlanta. We are really deep striking the rebels right now between this corps and the Independent Cavalry Corps. And how's that looking at Grenada? About halfway there. So I'm thinking we're going to keep the deep strike rolling. We move to Atlanta, then Macon, then out to Savannah. We'll probably bypass Charleston. It has a lot of forts around it. I don't think we'll be able to take that city without hitting the fort. Same with Savannah. We may have to bypass them because we can't take the cities without taking the forts. So from Macon up to Augusta, back up to Columbia. Because I don't think taking Jacksonville is really worth it. It's a long trip out of the way, and then we have to come back up along the line of fortifications. We're going to go Macon, Montgomery, and Mobile. Because we could take Mobile without the forts. So many, and that would put the Cavalry Corps and that corps within operational distance of each other. We have so many options right now. So many opportunities. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, somehow we've actually made it all the way to November 1st without anything else happening, surprisingly. I was expecting at least one more skirmish to come out of Virginia before the month turned over. But it was not to be so, so let's go over the map here real fast on what's going on. So, the Army East is still recovering at Alexandria. It's going to be a while before they get their readiness back. The Grunts are in Richmond, and General Amusis is getting their readiness up pretty quickly. So, if these rebel corps in Virginia make any moves over the winter, the Grunts should be able to handle it. Because he's getting his readiness. He was all the way down in the red just under a week ago, and he's back up to orange already. So he's really good logistician, apparently. The fort at Winchester is 9 days away from completion. We're still holding steady with the Army of Mississippi in Tennessee. They're just now getting back into the green. So they are in winter quarters. I may or may not have them make a push against the rebels here in Tennessee. See if we can't force them out over the winter. Kentucky, my bad, Kentucky. Down in Tennessee, we still control Knoxville. The rebel corps in the area have not moved to retake it. We do control Chattanooga now. And the Army of the Ohio is just outside of Atlanta. Dix has really had a case of the slows. He has taken forever to make his move down here. So he's starting to, even though he's had some really good luck in getting down the Appalachia Valley and into Georgia, he's really had a serious case of the slows getting from Chattanooga to Atlanta. Then again, there was some rough weather here, which did slow them down, but case of the slows is all I'm going to say. Army Tennessee is still holding steady at Carrollton. Their new supply depot will be ready in 1 day, so hopefully we can get their supply okay with supplies. But they will be wintering here, and they are taking some attrition, so I want that supply depot done and them in winter quarters. The Independent Cavalry Corps has made it all the way to Jackson. It looks like B's Corps is starting to pursue. I had expected them to stop and retake Memphis in the pursuit, but they did not do that. Our last spotting of them has them at Holly Springs on the 28th, so 3 days ago. So we do hold Grenada. We're now at Jackson. I may bypass Jackson completely because the Cavalry Corps is so small, it takes forever to flip even these level 1 cities. I may have them. If I see B's Corps pop up over here at Grenada, we're leaving Jackson, heading straight down to New Orleans. So I think Vicksburg is kind of off the menu for now, because we got to do as much as we can with this corps while it's deep striking. And I think that covers everything for now. So just a reminder, everybody, this is going to be the last video for a few weeks, as I will be away on another road trip. I'm either going to be doing US 17 or US 90. I haven't really made up my mind yet. Might be US 90, because I have the time to do it, and that's a very long one, stretching from... it's the Gulf Coast Highway, if you don't know it. It's basically follows the entire length of the Gulf Coast from Florida all the way through Texas, and then onto the other side of Texas. So should be a nice drive. We'll see. So once again, if you're a new viewer, return viewer, you're not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember that bell icon so the next video comes out. You're following along in the series and enjoying it, don't forget to bayonet that like button and butt stroke that comment section. And I'll see you all at the next one. Stay grumpy.